What if I don't hold all of what I have on my shoulders? What if I don't hold it and it will fall down? What happens with my life when I let myself soften and speaking from truth, not from the mind, but from the body, from the perspective of let me drop from all my thoughts that are constantly trying to manage and trying to make something that I have done for so many years already. And it's doing it over and over again. What if I break out of that? What if everything collapses then? What if I choose to be myself, but the world around me will not understand? What if I choose to stop the energy flow between people and me? And then they crash down. What if I give them back their responsibility for their own life that I have taken on for so many years? All of these questions are super relevant for today's episode. And maybe you do know, maybe you don't. Right now, we have eclipse season, which is perfectly to really drop into yourself, into your body, into your nervous system, into who am I without the things that I'm trying to tell everybody, but I know it's actually not really true. Like, I'm trying to fit into this job. I'm trying to fit into this relationship. I'm trying to fit in to say things nice, but I actually mean this. Can you feel the tension that is building in your body? Can you feel your shoulders, how you may actually tighten them up? Or can you feel your jaw, how it's tightening here in the back? Can you feel like how pressure is building? Can you sense how exhausting it is to keep it up rolling, to keep up a life that is not yours? So what are we going to do in this video today? We are going to drop into your body, and I'm going to guide you through it, and I'm going to want you to really have a couple of questions that I'm giving you and to really feel into those. And some may deeply resonate and some may not. I want you to really go deep and be like, whoa, yeah, actually, what is this doing for me? What am I trying to hold up here? What am I trying to prove? What am I performing? What am I trying to receive out of this? Maybe you have done this for years. It doesn't matter. Okay? What really matters is that you matter. What really matters is you don't have to give your stuff away, all your energy to somebody else. And maybe you don't even know how connected you are with everybody. And maybe you're someone like me who is really, can hold a lot. And sometimes when I see people around that really have a tendency to need help, that I jump in. I used to do that all the time, to jump in to help and to solve their stuff, to kind of prove that I can do it, to receive this kind of love and attention. I have done this too. You're not the only one. We all do it to some sort or to some extent. The thing is, does it feel normal for you, or do you do it because you feel obliged to do it? Does it feel like you're uh, holding all of this tension because you really need to and you really want to? Or is it because you think you cannot do anything else? And you know deep down that there is actually something, like there's this little flicker of like, what if? What if I would choose my life different? What if I would choose from my heart's perspective? What if I would choose not out of fear, which is like, if I quit that job, my family's going to think I'm a loser or I don't have it together. I was always laughing about people who were doing that. And now I want to do it. What? I can't do that. There's a lot of shame and fear and guilt in this whole mix, right? The feeling of like, what if it's too much? What if I can't hold it? What if I'm just going over the top like a volcano? Like, I will not be able to hold myself together anymore. It will be wild. It will be raw. It will be so real. I will not be able to hold back my words that I have so hardly worked to hold back. And now I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that to that person or this person. But now I can't hold it anymore. It's this fear of, what if I cannot like keep up with the mask? What if I can't hold it? What if everything collapses? It's like when you start to take off the pillar, like the layers from like the onion just to get inside. You do one by one. But if the volcano is already growing, like if it's boiling, right? If it's like coming out inside of you because you hold so tight, the body can only hold a certain amount and then it gets too much. And it's going to show in exhaustion and tiredness and low energy and maybe physical illness or maybe even mental illness, right? It goes in all those kind of directions when you are not standing really in your truth. And this is actually where you're supposed to walk, where you're supposed to feel into. See, not everybody wants to feel into those fields, and that's completely fine. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying that many people hold on to their old identity of how they have been and how it will always be so tightly because they don't know how to drop from here, which is a power center, okay? But it's not your main drive. It's not your soul. It's not your spark. It's not there is no life force. There is no adventure. There is no growing. It's just the same as usual, the same as yesterday, the same as the day before. It's what you used to do over time. It's a habit. And that's, if you're listening only to that, this is where you're going. But if you start to feel that tension in your body and it's building, it's really building. And especially right now, I ask you to drop into your body more. and to really feel more from your body's perspective that is so wise, that holds a lot, for you, can hold a lot of fear, can hold a lot of unresolved stuff that has never been spoken, or that is hidden, but it wants to be expressed, right? It wants to be played out in life. And it's funny. The other day I had a client who had a lot of mental stuff going on. Like his mind was very overproducing thoughts, and it kept going. He kept going back to, but I can't do this because blah blah blah. And at one point we managed to get to the body's language, to the body's perspective. And it was so interesting because he started to feel like, oh, that fear that I have is actually only my mind trying to survive, like this old identity trying to survive. Because my body's really calm. My body doesn't care at all. My body is at ease. That was his aha moment when he started to see, like, actually, my body, I can trust this. I can trust this supercomputer. I can trust this body to lead me to my own happiness way more than my mind. Because it knows exactly what I need and when I need what. We need the mind, don't get me wrong. But the tension that is building up is a clear sign that something is really off. Something is too tight. You're holding yourself too tight. You're too controlled, trying to make everything right. While the only one you forget is to make it also right for you. I'm not saying to step over other people, but where are you in this whole story? Where are you? Can you allow yourself to be part of this too? Can you allow yourself to have a little bit more compassion for you? Can you allow yourself to be more present now with you and with your hurt and with your pain? It doesn't matter if this has been for years, and if you have lived a life for 10 years and now you're just exhausted, you're tired, you can't do it anymore, and everything seems to fall apart. So you're holding and gripping even tighter because you're like, if I can just hold this, I'll manage. But where are you in this whole game? Where are you? Are you dying inside? Are you letting yourself die because you don't know how else to live? And this is the only way, but you are so out of energy. You're so not living. You can sense something is missing. You don't feel your body. You don't feel life. You don't feel a spark. You feel something is missing, but you don't know what. Have a little compassion for you, okay? You're not doing it wrong. You haven't done it wrong. It is about realizing that you matter too, and that you can have your desires too. And it doesn't matter if they are really out of the box. It doesn't matter if you want to become a singer and you are now, I don't know, working in something very abstract or computer based or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying quit and, like don't take on responsibility. What I'm trying to tell you is you can live your life more full and more to your own terms than you may allow yourself to do right now. There is way more out there than you think. There is way more love out there, way more softness and gentleness. See, the other day I just decided to make a real big step, a big decision in my future. And I was really trying to understand what is it that I really want. And then those thoughts came into my mind. Yeah, but what if I say no and then, that person is going to be disappointed and this one, and I really wanted to go in the first place, and I really wanted to do and make this collaboration, until I realized it's actually not really in alignment anymore. It was once in alignment a couple of months ago. It was great. And now when I look at it, it's not anymore. You have the option to say no to things even though you said yes before. Even though you may actually walked into, let's say, I don't know, in a job and you felt like that's it, that's so cool. And maybe in a month, okay, maybe in a year, or maybe in 10 years, you realize, you know what, it's so boring. Doesn't give me anything. I feel really low on energy. I feel I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not saying to quit right away, but I'm saying to be open that there might be something else for you. See, there is no way that there is only this one way, that there is only this one thing that you can do. There are several different choices that you can take. And I know it sounds more easy than it is to do, but I want you to open up the possibility, open up your heart for yourself and be like, okay, if I can really choose, if I can really choose, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be, or who do I want to become? What do I want to do with this life? What is it that really lights me up? And what is it that I really want to let go of? What is the heavy stuff that is weighing you down so much? Maybe that's an environment. Maybe that's a place that, I don't know. Maybe that's a place that you used to go for like years, and now you're like, I can't do it anymore. Things change, and you can allow yourself to change, you see. So here is what I want to do with you. I want you to make a soft drop in, okay? And with this also, like when you start raising those questions and you feel totally unsafe and you feel like, hey, I don't know how to do this. And maybe you're always strong, okay? Appearing very strong. You have everything together. And then you feel kind of ashamed because you can't even ask yourself the single question, which, seems easy from afar. But then when you really raise that question, you can't. Contact me and schedule a one-on-one call with me. There is no such thing as you have to do it by yourself. You need the willingness to be open, to want to work on yourself and yeah, sometimes we can be ashamed because we need help or because we think we should have figured it out, right? We are already, I don't know, 60. We should have figured it out. By the way, my oldest client was 94. I'm just saying there is always potential to learn more about yourself, about your environment, about the people around you. And there is no, it's too late. You can't tell me it's too late. My oldest client was 94. And even if you're a CEO, even if you're an entrepreneur, even if you are a senior manager, whatever, like it doesn't matter. You don't need to have it together and you don't need to have answers to any of the questions I will just about to ask you. See, it's really about dropping into this softness and allowing yourself to also receive, to be nourished, and to feel safe, and to open up something that might be very big for you. Okay? So, with that said, I'm gonna ask you to close your eyes and obviously don't drive or don't, really be focused, be here, else just drop from here and I see you another time. Or maybe you come to this later. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna start feel into your body. And if you're now like, "Oof, I really, I can't," just go slow and be like, okay, these thoughts are here, but you know what? I'm just gonna allow myself to feel it. And I can also see how they leave my body, my brain. Allow yourself to drop even one layer deeper and be like, feel how your whole breath is actually taking you down to your feet. How it's relaxing you and just simply the presence of you taking the time, how much that actually gives you. Allowing yourself that you count too, that you have the right to be here for you, that you don't need to prove anything, you don't need to perform, you don't need to show anything. All you can do or need to do is to just sit down and be like, okay, all those emotions that I had the day before, maybe even now, all the thoughts that I have, you know what? I just allow myself to see it and to feel it. And instead of running away, I can see how I receive support. So before we dive deeper into these thoughts and into these emotions, I want you to imagine with your breath and with your consciousness how you drop into your body all the way down from the head to the shoulders, to the arms, to the chest, to the belly, to your pelvis, to your legs, to your knees, and all the way down to your feet. Imagine now how you ground yourself into the earth and how these roots are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And everything goes slower and softer and slower and softer and slower and softer. Drop all the way down into the earth until you get to the middle. Here you feel held and supported. And you deeply know that it's not about doing anything. It's about being. It's about sensing your body, allowing your body to express what is tense, what needs to be let out, what wants to come and on the surface. Maybe you have zero thoughts and zero connections, and there is absolute numbness, and you have no clue what I'm talking about. And that's cool too. Just follow along. Allow yourself to really feel into this peace. It's quiet here. Finally, it's soft here. You're allowed to just be here. There is this motherly love from the earth that is welcoming you. And that goes slowly all the way up from your roots to your feet, to your knees, to the pelvis, and up into the heart. If you feel you need to move, if you feel you need to stretch, if you feel you need to yawn, if you need to cough, if you need to, I don't know, whatever, please go ahead. This is not a simple sitting exercise. This is I can allow my body to express whatever is there. And it's not about looking nice. It doesn't need to look nice. Maybe you're screaming right now. Maybe you're on all fours on the floor, crawling over the floor. That's cool. Maybe you lie on the back, finally being held. And that's cool too. Now I ask you to let all these thoughts and emotions that haven't felt safe before to really come into your reality, into your world, to appear. I ask you to allow them to be so real, even if they are scary, because don't forget, you're held and you're fully able to feel it. Not to solve anything. You don't need to solve anything. You're just looking at it. And when you look at all these things that you're holding for other people, or things that really want to leave your system, allow your system to let it go, to recycle, to let it go to source, send it down to the earth and drop it. Drop the weight, all that you can that doesn't belong to you, that is not you, that is not in your highest good, can leave now, can go. You don't need to hold it. You don't need to perform here. You can just let it drop into the earth. I wrote a couple of questions for you now. So I want you to listen to each question. And if you feel something is resonating, or there is a sting, or there is something in your body, like a tension, or like a heart drop, or like goosebumps, or anything like this, I want you to discover and to stop this video and start to write down what you receive. You will see the more you're practicing this, the more you are allowing your body to feel and to give you sight, to give you information. The more you start in daily life to practice that, and you start to see, okay, here I really need to listen to my body instead of my mind. It will do me a great favor if I start to live from that place. You start to gain trust in your body, in yourself. It's the biggest confidence that you can gain, is to really be, you know what? I know exactly what I need to do here. I trust that my body will tell me if it is a yes or if it is a no. Okay, let me read the questions for you. The first one is about your body, and it's about feeling safe and holding things together. Here we go. Why am I holding so much tension when I want to feel free? Is it really safe for me to let go, or will everything collapse if I do? How do I know which weight is mine to carry and which belongs to others? Questions for the heart. It's about love and belonging. Am I worthy of being loved if I stop performing, stop holding everyone together? Can someone really meet me if I show them my softness? Allow that fear that is maybe coming, allow it to be there. Allow it to show you what you are really afraid of. Not to get rid of it, but so that your body may have already the chance to transform it, simply because you allow it to be on the table. What happens if I tell the truth about what I feel? Now, some soul questions. Purpose and alignment, basically. Why do I feel like I'm bracing for something I can't name? What if the life I built doesn't match who I really am anymore? And the last one, am I allowed to choose myself even if I disappoint others? Let this sink in. From my heart to yours, allow yourself to be and to express, to be loved by you just because you are you. Feel into that gentleness, into that softness that gives you so much peace and ease. If you want to join more programs like this or um, more nervous system regulation, you can come into my monthly calls. I just opened up the spaces for it. Or you can also just work with me in a one-on-one setting. I ask you to have courage for yourself, to ask yourself, what is it that I need? What do I really need? And not to be ashamed of something that you don't know. See, you don't know what you don't know. Until then, happy eclipse season. Let it go. Let it go. And see how far you can go with just this simple video. I hope it helped. Let me know in the comment section which of the questions were really dear to you, close to you. And go back multiple times just to receive what you really need. Okay? With that said, see you another time. Bye bye.